So it's my first day here in Melbourne. I'm now with my office mates. So today we're going on a city tour. This is a walking tour. It's not free since we paid a private tour. Let's go. Okay, so we're going now to the Victoria Library. That's the meeting place of our walking tour. After spending a couple of nights on my own in Sydney, I finally went to Melbourne to meet with my colleagues for our firm trip. Yes, Victoria Library. We booked this tour through the I'm Free website, which I also use for my The Rocks tour in Sydney. But since we are a big group, this is no longer free, so this is a paid private tour. Okay, so according to our guide, tap water is safe to drink here in Melbourne unless it is specifically provided that it's not suitable for drinking. We started the tour from the State Library, Victoria. Since this is a walking tour, we will not be going inside the buildings. To start with, our guide Daniel told us about the gold rush in the 1850s, which transformed Victoria. So this was the old magistrate court. This is the former magistrate's court and now part of the RMIT University. This is Melbourne's oldest jail, where the first executions of some of the local people took place in 1842. One of the most notable convicts executed here was the infamous bushranger Ned Kelly. Our guide took time to talk about how Ned Kelly was captured and brought to trial. Currently, the old Melbourne Gold is now a penal museum and displayed as a prize exhibit, the skull believed to belong to Ned Kelly. If you're up to it, there are also ghost tours. That flag is the Eureka flag. This is the Victorian Trades Hall in Lygon Street. Here, you will find the statue of Zelda Diaprano, a women's rights campaigner who chained herself to a government building to protest against a ruling on equal pay for women. The sculpture depicts Zelda's first act of protest, holding the chain she used to chain herself to the court building and carrying a sign stating, "No more male and female rates, one rate only." Around the base is a quote from Zelda that reads, "Today it was me, tomorrow there will be two of us, the next day there will be three, and it will go on and there won't be any stopping it." From Zelda statue, we just walked up to this area where you can find old Victorian terrace houses. We also passed by this tower, which is supposed to be a luxury building. Next stop of our walking tour is Carlton Gardens. This was designed for the Melbourne International Exhibition of 1880, and the Royal Exhibition Building and surrounding Carlton Gardens were recognized as a World Heritage Site in 2004. The gardens also surround the Melbourne Museum. The southern section of the gardens form the setting for the Royal Exhibition Building and significant tree avenues, parterre beds, ornamental lakes, elaborate fountains, and mature European trees that reflect the changing seasons. This is the Royal Exhibition Building and surrounding gardens where you can attend tours or events such as the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show in autumn. So in 1851, Victoria has become an independent colony. So they named it after Queen Victoria. And then also in that year, the independent colony discovered gold. Parang okay naman.
And it's really fun. They've kind of really retrofitted them to kind of keep the old school aesthetic in them. So keep an eye out for those old school trams.
This parliament. From the gardens, we now go to Prince's Theatre, which is regarded by many as one of Melbourne's most spectacular landmarks. This theater dates back as far as 1854. The theater holds up to 1,500 patrons over its three levels. The original chandelier and many of the building's
You are
bespoke
interested in
interior
those
features
shows?
are still in
Um,
place.
this has also been the theatre that has had the original Australian runs of Phantom of the Opera, Les Miserables, The Book of Mormon, Matilda, Once,
also
Harry
run
Potter and the
Phantom of
Cursed
the
Child
Opera
play
here.
here.
So that's the Parliament building, and in front of it, Princess Theatre. Okay, so let's continue with the tour. We're now going to Chinatown. So this tour is about 2.5 hours. We booked this through I'm Free Tours. How do you like the tour so far?
I love it.
Very
It's
fun.
very informative.
Yeah. Are you hungry?
I want
Kinda.
coffee.
A bit. Okay, so let's continue with the tour. So this is the Greek Center. So we asked our guide what is Australia's cuisine, best food, and he said it's complicated. After passing through the Chinatown, the Greek Center, in other areas, we have come to QVB Mall for a quick lunch. So we had a really quick break here at the QVC, just 10 minutes. So I grabbed some sushi because I haven't had breakfast. In our continuous tour, it's a 3-hour walking tour. So this is the Queen Victoria Center. That's where we ate.
Now, reloading
Sa likod niyan yung may kainan.
He particularly loves whiskey and or craft beer. It's wonderful. Here's that. They've done a lot of these kind of nature stuff.
We're now starting the street tour. So here are the alleys.
Folks, come around, come on through, and welcome to Tattersalls Lane. Artwork don't add.
Okay, so these are the start of the laneways in
laneways are also
Melbourne,
where we love
popular
to tuck in
for
small
street
kind of
art.
restaurants. We're gonna go
However,
past
you
these
cannot
small
just
restaurants
come here and then add to the
away.
artwork, no matter how good you are. According to our guide, there needs to be some paperwork or approvals before you can actually make any changes or add anything to the walls. So it's also illegal. These are actual street arts, literal street arts. This is still in Chinatown.
Don't be afraid of going down. I can talk to you in a pretty chill volume, and we can then raise it up with the cool buskers that we have in Melbourne. Melbourne has a lot of cool street performers, so keep an ear out, you hear music.
So this is the Royal Arcade building with lots of cute shops and cafes. It reminds me of the Queen Victoria building in Sydney. This is the Block Arcade with very there's a lot of shops here. Very nice shops, cafes, and restaurants. So what can you say? How do you like it so far here in
Like
Melbourne?
it. It's very pretty and historical.
as you can tell here, beautiful little shopping arcade here, just like the Royal. Recapping, the Royal Arcade is from 1870, the first of Melbourne's arcades, modelled on the Apple. This is where that first ones, and they still live in the basement. So we have spares in case any of them ever break.
The tiles are actually original from the 1890s. This is Collins Street, the most fashionable street here in Melbourne.
In architecture, Collins Street is and your hotel being because of Collins Street, you can just catch the tram up and down here. It's all inside the free tram.
So we're going to the Central Arcade. Another one of those famous Melbourne laneways. So I think Melbourne is famous for street arts and laneways, and they also have these huge shops and restaurants and cafes. Just look here at Central Arcade. It's really nice.
We're going to continue a bit further. I mentioned before Mr. Wynn, I mentioned the Victoria Women's Centre shop.
So this is Flinders Beach Station. That's the main station.
Airport, and you're very, very
That's the Melbourne Cathedral.
easiest. All the suburban train lines come here.
This is
so
the
this is a really
Flinders
important
Beach
station
Station.
there. What we also love about they're not waiting on the top step, they are waiting under the clocks.
That's Federation Square, but we'll not go there now. This is South Park. That's the CBD and Federation Square, and then that's Flinders Street Station. Our 3.5 hour walking tour in Melbourne concluded in this spot in South Bank. This offers a good view of Melbourne CBD and the Yarra River.
Explore. Melbourne is a city to do. Do things. Go to museums, go to art galleries, go out, have a fun time. Go watch some footy if you haven't already. It is crazy and wild. You'll have a great time. For that, thank you very much, folks. Hope you enjoyed it.
So that's the end of our walking tour here in Melbourne. So na-cover niya yung lahat ng basics. We didn't go inside the building since it's a just walking tour of the whole city. It was a 3-hour walking tour, and I think it covered the basics. And Daniel, our guide, gave us many recommendations on where to eat, where to go, even after the walking tour. So during our free time, we will just go to all the places that interested us. And so yeah, so if you're in Melbourne, consider booking a walking tour with I'm Free Tours. It's a free walking tour, but for us, since we are a big group, we booked a private tour, so we paid for it. But if you're just solo or a couple, then you can book a free walking tour and then just give a tip to the guy. After the walking tour, we just walked across the river to go back to the CBD and came across the St. Paul Cathedral. We went inside just to check it out. Before going back to our hotel, we also tried the famous croissant from Loon, and it did not disappoint. Okay, so balik muna kami ng hotel, and because we have a dinner reservation at 6 p.m. One of our favorite things in Sydney is the free tram zone. Since our hotel is just near the free tram zone, we actually saved a lot of money and time. And so Collins Street is included in the free tram zone. So our hotel is actually near Collins Street. So we're off to dinner. We have a company dinner tonight at Grill Steak and Seafood. The restaurant where we're going to eat today was recommended by our guide. It's located in Hardware Street where there are several bars and restaurants. This is where we are. Okay, so our food are here. Let me just check the orders of my office mates. So this is one of my orders, salmon. And then this is the gnocchi truffle. This is pork ribs, penne mushroom. And so this is kangaroo meat for salmon. Gnocchi tomato. So this is my boss's order. It's a platter. This is lamb shank, porterhouse, barramundi. Okay, same. Okay, so I asked for kangaroo. Let's try it. Let's taste it. It tastes just ordinary meat, like dry beef.
I I got rib eye and then medium well yung kanyang doneness. Masarap siya, pero if I will compare it to USDA, I prefer yung USDA beef over Australian beef. Pero generally speaking, okay siya. Mm, malambot, pero parang nakukulangan ako sa salt. Pero okay lang. So overall, if I would rate it 7.
It's like eating dry beef. Taste is okay though.
How's the wagyu? It's delicious. Malambot and juicy. It's medium rare, I think. So I like medium rare.
It's very tender and cheaper than in the Philippines because in the Philippines it costs like 6,000. Here it's like 3,000 pesos. Yeah, kasi Australian Wagyu, so they source it here.
Okay, guys, so we're done eating, and I asked my office mates of the verdict in this restaurant: sushi, grill, and seafood here in Hardware Street, Melbourne. And they have mixed reviews. On this side, they think it's value for money because the serving is big and okay naman. For example, for a steak, in the Philippines, steak here costs about 2,500 pesos. In the Philippines, it would cost more. But on this side, I think he's more of a steak snob. So, feeling parang okay lang daw. Hindi naman siya masarap, pero he will not crave anything from this restaurant. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Tune in as in the next episode, we will be visiting an animal sanctuary and we will go on a day trip outside of Melbourne. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to like this video.